Welcome to this episode of the Buzzin the Tower podcast. My name is Brian, aka Big Mac Light Lettuce, aka the Denny Hawking of Slow Pitch. I'm joined today by an esteemed guest of this podcast and also a sponsor of the podcast. Welcome back, Squeeze Cheese Aziz. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for having me on.
Well, let me start it off by telling you the special offer we've got today. So, as many of you probably know as an avid listener of this podcast, that Aziz works at Country Financial and has all your insurance and financial planning needs. So, if you were to contact him at aziz.kamara@countryfinancial.com, today only, you get $0 off if you use the code word BUZZ.
Yes, and that's going fast, people.
I mean, people are flying to the table with this, so make sure you jump in, get your 0% off. Aziz, anything you want to tell them about this offer that they're going to get?
It's very limited. Last time we ran this, we actually ran this promo. A lot of people loved it, and that's why we're doing it again. So, give me a call.
Call, email, promo code BUZZ. He's got insurance for everything, and I mean everything. It's worth it. Email. So, all right, we're gonna just get this thing cracking. We got a lot of your fan topics and questions, and thank you for all of those. Those are always helpful. But something came across the wire last night that we've got to start with and discuss before we jump into those. The general manager or president of basketball operations for the Philadelphia 76ers. An article came out last night talking about him having up to 5 burner Twitter accounts where he goes on and talks smack about current players and former executives that he worked for with the Raptors. What did you see with all that?
Yeah, I heard a little bit about it on the radio yesterday, and then I read an article today that really went in from The Ringer, who broke the story, right?
Yep.
It's kind of nuts when you go into it. I mean, first of all, what an awesome handle.
Little Eric or something like that?
No, there was one that was like Philly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Like, what? No, but I kind of went down the rabbit hole a little bit, and I don't know. Right now, it's just in general, it's a weird story. It
really is.
It's a weird thing, like why? But when you look at the pushback from him and his representatives and all that, along with the information that's already out there, it gets even more bizarre.
It is truly bizarre. And I mean, Kevin Durant kind of got caught up in something like that earlier this year where he had a burner Twitter and he forgot to switch handles and he fired back at somebody.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, wait a minute. But, I don't know who this IT guy or Twitter expert is that he managed to link all the accounts together, and he's like, these all sound similar. And I mean, the one account was following all of his kids, like college teammates and stuff. So
and I didn't look at percentages, but regarding this IT person had a program, so basically he got burned by Skynet. No, there's this computer program that just ran an algorithm that said, hey, these accounts are linked up across a number of metrics. So science is backing it up.
The internet, again, undefeated. That guy is going to get paid, whoever he is, by the way.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I wonder if who that person is, because it's just a random... I think it was an anonymous tip.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
I'm sure business is going to boom for that guy, because I bet there's other coaches or GMs that are just
it raises
out there
the question.
You wonder. Luckily, I don't think Tom Thibodeau's out there. I actually said on Facebook I cannot confirm nor deny if this is Tom Thibodeau's burner account. But
Right.
He's just on there trashing Karl Anthony Towns every chance. That'd be the same thing. Like the guy was ripping on Joel Embiid. He was, ripping on Markelle Fultz. It was like, and the guy, he put some medical information out there.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you guys should really check out how his physical came about. Like,
the people at HIPAA, their ears just perked up a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Mr. Colangelo.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird, too. I mean, the other question is, too, is what are the motives? What are the motives there?
Right.
You know?
You're already rich.
Well, yeah.
His dad was an NBA executive, too. He's rich, too. It's like, what are we doing here? You think you'd know a little better. And then today it came out, some people, tried to do the reset password thing. And for 3 of the accounts, They were linked to the same phone number.
Oh my!
And they found an email from his wife's company that had the same phone number.
Oh my! So that's what I'm saying. The more you dive, so I didn't know that part. But the more you dive into it, the more it's just weird how they are denying. How he is just like, I have no idea. I only have this one account. Just kind of keep an eye on everything. Everybody does this. Like,
think he's gonna send his wife down the river? That's the move. That's the only way out. It's gonna cost you a divorce.
And for what? I mean, at this point, yeah, sure, you're saving your reputation, but
yeah, I don't know. Defending his collars too on his shirts. Did you see that? Like people ripping on like he wears like collared shirts.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, oh, that collar looks pretty sick with his burner account.
Yeah.
Like or something like that. I think that's just a.
It's so weird.
It's a huge ego play. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I kind of want to start a burner account now.
You gotta respect the double down.
Yeah.
You really should start up with just a few burner accounts. Just
I'll be the only one commenting on my own articles, just talking back and forth with my regular one.
You want to know kind of the crazy thing though is that in a society where everything's so integrated to like social media and stuff, and where a person can say something with almost complete anonymity, is that you get someone who's put so much stock in creating 5 like fake accounts so that he can say some stuff without any recourse and maybe try to influence. I really don't know. It's like none of those handles had a crap ton of followers or likes or anything. So he's just randomly making comments on stuff.
Yeah, it was like, what were the ends to your memes? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like,
but
you just wanted to leak medical information online? Achieved.
Yeah. But it's so it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy this day and age. I mean, when you think about 10 years ago, right? You're like, oh yeah, someone made a couple of burner accounts on Twitter. I guess maybe more than 10, but still, when you think about just how integral social media has become, it's like crazy.
It's like sending to a pen pal with a fake name.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah. Just kind of saying random stuff like "F you, man."
Yeah.
Like, who is this?
Letter. Who is Brad Jones? Like, I don't get
it. Why does he have a bunch of numbers in his name?
Yeah, this is confusing. What is the @ symbol for? I'm not sure. All right. Well, I think our first fan/guest topic. I believe you had the first one.
Oh man!
So what do you got for us?
Okay, so this
I'm not prepared for this one. This is the only one I'm coming in blind to. So.
Yeah, and for anyone listening who doesn't know me, this is going to be an obvious Aziz question. So I resent you laughing at me. Okay, so here we go. So given the recent ruling on the kneeling in the NFL, and putting all the political reasons aside. I think a lot of people have argued that the kneeling has had a negative impact on like the viewership of the NFL in general, and that the new ruling is a way to like regain viewership, or at least that's like the justification for like the owners and everyone else. So I don't want to get into the merits of the kneeling. That's not what this has ever been about. Just like dive into the political stuff. Not for or against or anything like that. I don't want to talk about that. But that said, is there anything that has ever turned you, Bibby, away from watching a certain sport? Because I know you're an avid fan for a number of sports. And then if not, what do you think it would take for you to stop watching any of the sports that you watch? And I know that's maybe a loaded question, but again, not to make it political, but like, I hear this argument.
Would something like that turn me away from watching sports? Number one, there has been a time I've turned away from a sport, now soccer, because it bored me to tears. Like, if I want to watch a bunch of guys run around a field for a while, kick one ball, maybe I'll watch some track and field. I don't know. At least there's a winner at the end.
Right.
But, I don't know. That's tough to say. Like, not to get political once again, but to address the whole kneeling thing, I feel like that was a shortcut by the NFL. They didn't go through the players' union, really. They just kind of, I feel like they band-aided it instead of doing their research on what, they said, okay, here's, causation and correlation as to why we're losing viewers. It's like, well, we'll just make them stand up. And it's like, well, it's a little deeper than that, where I think they went for a Band-Aid thing. But, I watched the MLB during the steroid era. It was awesome. Everybody just jacking home runs.
Just a bunch of monsters, a bunch of characters from Rampage.
But at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, they're baseball players. They're not fighters. I can see why fighters shouldn't be taking steroids, but man, it was pretty awesome when all those guys were juiced up. I'm a baseball purist saying that, but it's like I'd rather have everybody or nobody doing it. So but yeah, it would take a lot. I mean, the NBA sometimes is frustrating to watch just because the product has become so dictated by the rules instead of actually playing basketball. I feel like they've added so many small things to try to take away the evolution of the game where you talk about the 80s or, even into the 90s, late 90s even, where, I mean, you could really crack somebody on a foul and it would just be a simple foul, but you didn't have these guys like Harden or whoever else coming down the lane, throwing their arms in the air and drawing fouls. So the NBA to me is frustrating, but
yeah.
I mean, I'm still going to watch the finals tomorrow.
Yeah.
College basketball, I think, to me is more of a pure product, but the problem with that is they always follow NBA trends. So as you see kids watching this in the NBA and them coming up through AAU and high school and college probably changing, some of their rules to match the NBA, it's almost like a trickle-down effect. So that part of it's frustrating, but in terms of like a political stance, I in my mind usually am able to separate that from the sport. I don't think that athletes that speak about politics a lot of times know what they're talking about. Should that be a fair statement?
Right, yeah.
But I don't think that they shouldn't talk about it. But it's like, on a Sunday afternoon when I flip on the Vikes game or whoever, I'm just watching football, man.
Yeah. No, I was kind of thinking about it today, and I guess I'm able to excuse a lot of behavior and separate in terms of something like a team sport especially. I can separate the athlete from their views on the world or their behavior. Short of like, I mean, I guess I do kind of draw the line. Like, if there's any team out there that like, has some superstar, right? Okay. Put it like this. If I were a Cleveland's fan, right, and it turned out that LeBron James, like, murdered some people, but, like, he got away with it on a technicality and never got fired and
Ray Lewis. Was that loud?
But the best part about confronting that guy is that he gets super defensive.
Yeah.
But, so if that happened, as a Cavs fan, I'd probably stop watching, but I didn't stop watching the Vikings when AP stuff came out.
Yeah.
Now, AP's jersey, nice little plug out here for Burlington Coat Factory, is selling, AP's jersey is being sold, his Vikings jersey, sold at Burlington Coat Factory for like $24.
Is it right next to a Teddy Bridgewater knee brace?
Yeah, they're just trying to make that money. No, but the point is maybe like if it were a different sport and that person's behavior outside of the ring, maybe I would be like, I would root for them less, but would I just not watch them fight? If it were like the UFC, right? So you have something like the UFC. If one of the fighters just outside of it just like said some crazy stuff or like,
well, there's Greg Hardy coming into he's going to do the Dana White Tuesday Night Contender thing. He was in the NFL for a couple years, was a really good player, but he ended up beating up his pregnant wife, and there was guns around and stuff, but now he's become an MMA fighter.
Yeah. And
so now Dana White signed him onto the Tuesday Night Contender Series, but he's fighting another former NFL guy.
Okay.
But it's like,
even in that case, I might watch the fight.
I'm probably going to watch it.
Right? I might root against the guy, but the point
I will. Yeah. Whoever the other guy is, I'm in that guy's corner, but,
Yeah. And that's because I'm entertained by athleticism, and I can separate the sport from the person to a certain extent. So I don't know. I mean, I hear the justification a lot of people are throwing out there regarding the kneeling, and again, I'm not trying to argue the merits. Do I think though that kneeling is affecting viewership? No. Maybe for a certain percentage. Maybe it's like the one last thing on top of a number of other things that is like affected the viewership, but I think that in the NFL there are just some things that a lot of people just don't agree with, especially in how the games are broadcasted. In the NBA, I'm right in line with you. Someone who's playing within the fabric of the rules. I watched half of Game 7 with Rockets and the Warriors because it was a boring game.
Mm-hmm.
It was a boring game. Everyone was just trying to figure out, okay, how do we guard without getting any fouls? Well, the best thing is just let them shoot the three. Yeah. Uncontested threes.
And it worked great for the Warriors in the second half.
Yeah,
the
really
Rockets were just tossing up bricks.
It really, yeah, exactly. And that makes it less entertaining to watch. But yeah, and so should be.
Well, that leads perfectly into our next topic.
Oh yeah,
from Derek and Fargo.
Okay.
Who? Let's see. Let's start with the. So we got our buddy named Walty who played rugby and has a lot of good stories about rugby. And let's just say he's a little long-winded sometimes when he tells his stories.
Yeah.
So Derek's question was if you had to take a shot for every time you heard a long rugby story from Walty versus a shot for every time Houston missed a 3 in the second half. And they missed 27 in a row. Which one would kill you first, basically?
Oh, man. I've been... the older I get, the more my liver hates me, and so honestly, I don't think I would stand a chance against the Walty rugby story.
Yeah, I'm on the same page.
Yeah.
I think it's just
they're just so frequent.
And I mean
it's so long.
They're so high adrenaline the whole time too.
Oh yeah, just intensity, just eye contact. In a room of 30 people. Yeah. You're locked in.
If you guys know Walty, we love him.
Yes.
We tell
all the love in the world for this guy.
We tell this directly to his face as well.
Yep.
So that's why we're putting it on the internet. So don't make us sound like bad people. All right, Derek's next topic. And so this is kind of almost a conspiracy theory.
Okay.
More corrupt.
Okay.
Let's see. More corrupt official between Eric Bischoff, who ran the WCW/WWE, and was the NWO guy.
Oh, yeah. He had his black leather jacket.
Yeah, he was super cool. that Pete Rose haircut.
That guy did not belong in the ring. He had like the antithetical
body. He owned the company, so he
had to wait a few minutes.
He was in deep pockets, so they had to have him around. He's paying everybody, so either Eric Bischoff or Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA. Assuming that the Rockets, James Harden in that second half, maybe line his pockets instead of dropping some of those threes. They get ahead 15. The refs miss a couple of calls. All of a sudden, the Rockets miss 27 in a row.
Oh, my God.
I'm not huge on conspiracy theories, but it's fishy.
Oh, yeah. No, Bischoff's got, he's got some competition there.
Adam Silver kind of has that Pinky in the Brain look to him. You ever seen that guy? Tall, skinny, bald guy. He's kind of wears suits too tight around his neck and it makes his head stand out a little bit. So.
Yeah. Well, you can't. Honestly, not a very trustworthy looking guy. I don't know.
It's tough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Bischoff though. When they're throwing people off trailers and hitting them with bats and spray painting them in the parking lot before they got in the arena.
Yeah, you gotta go with
He's letting that fly.
You gotta go with this.
I mean, I haven't seen Kevin Durant hit James Harden with a stunner outside the arena yet.
Boy, what I would give. That would be... I mean, since there is so much showmanship in the NBA, I mean, how far are we just from entrances like that?
Right, and you see Russell Westbrook, showing up with his shirt with a side boob and stuff. It's like, it's just a matter of time before, some masked man takes a bat to his knee and find out, or have the Rikishi car thing go on, You don't wish that on somebody, but it's a little bit ridiculous. So the answer is Bischoff, but not by that much.
Yeah, not by much.
All right. So Derek had a third topic.
Okay.
Do you feel safer with the officials from the Golden State game who blew some calls in the second half, or do you feel safer with Earl Hebner, who was part of the Montreal Screwjob when Bret Hart was supposed to win the title, but he rang the bell for Shawn Michaels?
What?
So Bret Hart was leaving the WWF. And they had and he's Canadian, and they had his match in Montreal. I believe it was either WrestleMania or SummerSlam or something like that. And going into it, wrestling's not fake, but it's scripted. I want to make sure I say that correctly. So Bret Hart was supposed to beat Shawn Michaels with a sharpshooter. What the plan was supposed to be was Michaels was going to put Hart in the sharpshooter, and then Bret Hart was going to reverse it and then tap him out. But when Shawn Michaels put the sharpshooter on, Earl Hebner rang the bell because they didn't want Bret Hart to leave with the belt. And so Bret Hart went backstage and punched Vince McMahon in the face and knocked him out.
What?
So so that's the ref that Derek's talking about. Okay. So that was the Montreal Screwjob.
Earl Hebner.
Look it up. My facts might not all be correct on that, but I'm pretty close.
Yeah. Oh man. So wait. What's the question between Hebner and the refs?
Who do you feel safer with as your referee?
Oh, God. I mean, Hebner. I mean, if I'm in Hebner's corner, Hebner, because that guy will do any and everything.
That's
to
true.
Make sure it gets done.
And also, let's not forget about the other NBA refs, that Tim Donaghy, who had the gambling thing like 15 years ago, who was throwing games in the NBA. So, I mean, we already talked about Adam Silver. It's getting fishy around here.
Oh, man. That's funny. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I would feel safer with Hebner, too. Like, the amount of money that you got riding in an NBA game, especially in the playoffs.
See, I mean, and this might just be my childhood nostalgia, but I kind of liked Earl.
Yeah, he kind of made himself a name. He made himself kind of a baby face, but all of Canada probably still hates that.
That's why I say...
Unless there's a token, like, Shawn Michaels fan in Canada somewhere.
Yeah, that's why I say I would feel safer with him, because I feel like he's a sneaky guy, but he's got integrity. He would pick sides. He's sneaky and loyal. You got to appreciate that.
Well, and he was smart. Vince has got the pockets, man. Vince is paying you.
And all the refs, they'll just do whatever they need for the money, so...
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense if you're Vince. Like, Bret Hart's about to make a bunch of cash in the WCW. Like, you can't have your champion walk out. Like, come on, Bret. You're smarter than that. You know Vince is going to get you, baby.
Vince always gets his.
Vince always wins. All right, thank you to Derek for all those topics. Our next one, this is a Heat-related question from my buddy Justin, who played softball with. I call him Mr. Necro because he pitched one time. The Necro family is famous in baseball for throwing knuckleballs, and he was just playing slow pitch and throwing knuckleballs like crazy, striking people out. Just I want to say he threw a no-hitter. We don't fact-check on this podcast, but it was close. His question was, he went to 103 degrees on this. Outside, would you rather play baseball or be at the pool? I think at 103, I think we're both in the pool.
Yeah.
93? I'm going to let you go first.
I'm still in the pool, baby.
Still in the pool?
Still in the pool. Shoot. I mean, if it's 63, no.
For those who don't know, Aziz doesn't actually play ball, so I think he's picking the pool at 0.3 degrees.
Yeah. Oh, and as an aside, I feel it's important. It's Necro, not the other one you may have heard.
Yeah. It's Niekro.
The residential black guy is getting a seal of approval here.
I wrote it down on the sheet here, so we're good. I think at 93, what I remember is playing baseball when it was hot out was when I played my best. Like, especially pitching, because you felt like you could, you never got tired. You felt like I didn't have many great pitching outings, but when I had any good ones, it was when it was hot out.
Yeah.
And it's just more fun, when you're playing ball outside and it's cold, it just doesn't feel the same. But, when you're outside at 93, you can run between the lines, knocking around a little bit.
Yeah.
At 93, I think it would be a coin flip for me, because I love going to the pool, too.
Yeah.
But, man, do I get sunburned fast at the pool. At least I have a dugout where I can shield myself every once in a while during a ball game.
You know what? Okay. So I do like, what's the best way to put it? I do like playing sports outdoors. If there are other people who are interested in actually playing the sport, it should be played, and are being competitive and not just like being lazy and like mucking it up. That said, 93 might still be hot for me because I'm just a little baby about heat, especially if it's humid. But that's only because we're looking at baseball or sport versus pool. You make it a lake, though, it's lake all day, every day.
Yeah.
Lake all day, every day.
All right. So there you go. Our next one from our buddy Walty, who we already roasted on this podcast. He asked the horse racing question because we're such a prolific horse racing podcast and we're great horse racing minds.
To the extent that we both eat glue.
To the extent that the one horse I picked at the Fargo racetrack, my 9-1 underdog is a bottle of glue now. He didn't finish the race. So. He was asking about the horse Good Magic, who took second at both the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness. And I think he rattled off some stat about how he'd be the first horse in however many years to take second 3 in a row. Unfortunately for Walty, he should have Googled before he asked the question, because Good Magic, I was trying to find odds on Good Magic, and I couldn't find anything. He's not running in the Belmont. So.
No. Good question. I'd like to believe that there's an alternate universe wherein that would be a possibility. But I'd also like to believe that Walty's not going to toss 4 rugby stories at me this weekend. So...
So, moral of the story is if somebody tries to give you odds on Good Magic, is it Good Magic?
Yeah, Good Magic.
If they try to give you Good Magic odds this weekend, tell them good night and take a swift, warm hand to their face because Good Magic, he ain't running. But Walty is actually a pretty decent effort.
Yeah. If only you Googled it.
I can see where the quick Googs might have been good there.
Yeah.
All right. Our next question is, this is a good one. Judd from Egan chimes in, old Judd the Butcher.
Oh, yeah.
Would you rather have an alarm clock that was a taser every morning or have a bathroom full of bees when you're in the shower?
So, I can say, you know what? I'd rather take the taser. Because a taser, that's going to be done. Okay? Real quick, in and out, boom. Bees, I hate... like pinching feelings or like poking feelings. I hate it so bad. So, am I gonna muck around with some bees? No, I'll take the alarm clock taser.
I might need the alarm clock taser. I cannot get out of bed some mornings. Like, I feel like that might be a good start to my day. I might actually invest in that or get like the, like Tempur-Pedic has the electric coils underneath. Maybe if I get one of those beds, I can fire up those coils a little bit. And, shock me a little bit, get me going. But yeah, the bees. I'm out on the bees. Yeah. No thanks. Like,
oh my god.
There was just that one in our backyard, and I was about ready to.
Yeah.
I was about ready to give him the old 1-2 Floyd Mayweather if I had to, but.
Yeah, I get real high pitched, and my beard actually sheds away as soon as I see a bee because I lose all my madness. Yeah.
So we're both in on the alarm clock taser.
Yeah. Yep.
Christmas gift, Mom, if you're listening. All right, Heath from Bismarck with not a question but a hot take. He says. Heath is an Oklahoma Sooners fan, for context. He says when Brady retires, the Browns will be better than the Patriots.
Yeah. So he is just saying that Mr. Mayfield is just the...
Thinks Mayfield's going to be the guy.
Yeah.
And the Patriots are probably going to be, well...
When do you suppose he's projecting Brady retires?
I think Brady has 1 or 2 more years.
What makes you say that?
I think, age number 1. Mm-hmm. I mean, he just won. He's the best player in the league last year, but we saw what happened to Peyton Manning towards the end. It comes at you fast, Father Time.
Yeah.
I think Belichick will retire as well when Brady goes.
Yeah?
I think Belichick's gone too. I don't think he wants to do a rebuild.
Yeah.
But I think he will leave the structure. Like Josh McDaniels was supposed to get hired with the Colts. Patriots paid to bring him back as an assistant. Okay. Like, he had, almost ink on the paper with the Colts. And all of a sudden, he's like, nope, just kidding, going back to the Patriots. So I think they're kind of building an infrastructure underneath to sort of replace Belichick. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if they draft a QB next year. Here's another piece. They just hired the wide receiver coach from NDSU.
Okay.
NDSU has a quarterback coming out next year. Easton Stick to the Patriots.
Oh, yeah!
There you go. There's Tom Brady's replacement. So if you ask me if I'd rather have Easton Stick or Baker Mayfield, I mean. But also, I think the Patriots are just set up better in general than the Browns. The Browns are just a constant moving, blob of crap.
Yeah.
Just trickling down the road.
I mean, what would it take for a legacy team to really fall away just because of the quarterback and maybe the current head coach? I mean, I think it would take losing more for the Pats than what the Browns are going to gain. Gained.
I mean, I've actually made multiple bets I made a bet with Hooch and Caleb about the Browns. They both said they're going to be way better. I said they're going to be better, but they didn't win a game last year.
Yeah.
I said under 4 wins next year, even if Mayfield is better than the guy they have, or if the running back they got's better, even if their defense is better, improving by 4 wins is pretty significant.
Yeah.
Even the rest of their division is not that great. Steelers are good, Bengals meh, Ravens meh, but they're still better than the Browns. And I don't think Mayfield's the guy.
What do you think it would take for the Browns to be contenders?
Instantly, it would take. It would take a fluke next year, in my opinion. In a couple of years, it would take Mayfield to live up to the number 1 pick.
Okay.
And I'm of the opinion that I think he was the 3rd best quarterback in the draft, behind Josh Rosen, the guy from UCLA, who I think is the best pure passer. He ran an offense under an NFL coach at UCLA. I think he had the best. What I look for at the number 1 pick as a quarterback is attributes.
Right.
And a lot of people think attributes, they think arm strength, accuracy, blah, 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 just based on Madden, but that's part of it. But you also have to think of what style of offense did they run? How much control did they have at the line? What, timing. Everybody talks about Mayfield's leadership, but it's like, okay, is he a leader just because he shook his junk at a bunch of guys from Kansas and he put a flag in the middle of the field against Ohio State? Does that make him a leader? How is Rosen not a leader? How is Allen not a leader?
Right.
But Mayfield, for me, he's got a good arm, not like an excessively good arm.
Yeah.
He's pretty quick, but he's not like Russell Wilson fast. He's 6 feet tall. He's not that big. What kind of offense did he run? Did he have freedom at the line, or was he getting the plays from the coach? Did he huddle? Did he play under center? Those are all attributes that Rosen and Josh Allen's a huge question mark. That's the guy from Wyoming who ran, that's where NDSU's old coach is. So he ran the same offense that you see, like Philly uses a lot of the same plays that NDSU does and Wyoming. So he was under center.
Yeah.
Now he has a lot of question marks because of his accuracy, because he didn't play great competition. But I think that he's got a huge arm. He's like the same size as Wentz. He's got a huge arm. I just think that he, in the right system, can develop into a better quarterback than Mayfield, who I think is just... He could be a good quarterback.
Okay.
That's why I'd say 3rd best. I don't think he's going to be a total bust, but I think you talk about a 3rd and 12 and you got to hit a sideline route. I'm thinking Josh Rosen, the guy from UCLA, but that's just me.
Yeah. So effectively what you're saying is that you can he's a good athlete, but the hype doesn't really...
But not a great athlete.
He's not a great athlete, and he certainly wouldn't be enough to.
Yeah, not Russell Wilson.
Even the Pats losing Brady would not be enough for the Browns to.
Well, the Pats have drafted a bunch of Brady's replacements throughout the years, and they end up trading him because Brady just keeps trucking, like Garoppolo, even they had Ryan Mallett for a couple of years there, and they end up getting like high picks for these backup QBs.
Yeah,
it's like, good lord, Garoppolo looks like he's gonna be a beast, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
But sorry, Heath, I just crapped on Baker Mayfield a little bit there. I think he's going to be good, but I don't think he's going to make the Browns better than the Patriots.
Right. Okay.
Even with a backup.
Okay.
Write that down. Go bet that against Good Magic in Vegas. All right. Our final topic here.
Oh, this is the last one.
This is it. This might be the best one, though. This comes from Caleb, who is now in St. Louis Park, frequent guest of the podcast. It's an interesting one. So would you rather have a finger as your tongue, or would you rather have tongues as your fingers?
Ooh. This is... Okay, so I gotta ask, finger as a tongue, does that mean I don't have to... Does it mean I have no tongue or no fingers? So like if I have fingers, a tongue...
Your tongue is a finger.
My tongue is a finger, and then I've got my regular fingers too.
Right. And vice versa.
I'm all tongues. Oh man, that would just trying to imagine. I feel like you could hide the finger as a tongue thing. I'm gonna go with that. You just, you never French people.
Yeah.
But also,
could you imagine slapping somebody if your hand was all tongues though?
But then you're also licking their face.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is demeaning in 2 different ways. And I know we keep it nice and family friendly here at the Buzzin, but I can think of a couple of situations wherein a finger as a tongue might come in handy. Ladies.
Yeah. You know what? I think the finger as a tongue is more economical because I'm picturing, like, let's say you make a big old steak on a Sunday afternoon, it's warm out, and you bite off a little more than you can chew, and that thing gets lodged in your throat. You got a finger as a tongue, you can just pluck that bad boy right out of there.
Yeah.
You're back alive.
Oh, there we go.
I might actually, I mean, it's...
I might look into the surgery.
And all your taste is linked to your smell, correct?
Predominantly,
or most of it.
Most of it, yeah.
So, I mean, is the tongue really that useful? Interesting thought.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm going with the finger as a tongue.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Were we unanimous on all of the
I don't think we disagreed. Unless you think Baker Mayfield's going to make the Browns better than the Pats.
No.
The Browns are like where everybody goes when they want to end their career.
Yeah, there's only two types of players that play for the Browns. People who just got unlucky in the draft and drafted early and just have to never have a career, or people looking to end their careers.
Yeah.
I'd rather be the latter. Oh, man. Should be punishment.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess we didn't disagree, but I'm sure there's people out there who are disagreeing. So please find me on Facebook. Find me on Twitter. This one will probably be up on YouTube if I can figure out how to work this stupid laptop I've got. You can also talk smack about Aziz on those. I will direct any comments or questions directly to him.
Ooh, but be nice.
Nope, let it hang. Don't hold back.
If I read any mean comments, I'm making 7 burner accounts.
Also, there will be a burner account commenting on every single post you guys have. So
we got to get those likes.
It's gonna be like BZZZZZ TWR 1000.
1000. It's all just terrible reiterations of the same username. No imagination.
But thank you for tuning in. Please comment, like, share, all the above, and we will see you again next time.
Woo!